Dear students, today's topic of my lecture electric field. So you understand what is actual meaning of electric field. Electric field is the space around an electric charge in which force of attraction or repulsion can be experienced by any other charge is called electric field. That you understand like that in class 10 that you have already studied that magnetic field. So around a magnet, when we place all pins or iron flings, then what happens? They get attracted towards magnet. Then we say that the space around the magnet in which the magnetic interaction can be experienced by a magnetic material is called magnetic field. Similarly, the space around an electric charge in which the force of attraction or repulsion can be experienced by any other charge is called electric field. For that purpose, here we have taken one source charge, another one is small positive test charge. Source charge can be positive negative, but test charge is always positive. So when we place small test charge plus Q naught at point P in the electric field of source charge plus Q, then what happens? You see here, then the test charge will experience a repulsive force whose direction is represented by this arrow. Similarly, when we take negative source charge and placed small test charge at point P in the electric field of source charge minus Q, then what happens? Then you see that direction of force is towards source charge minus Q. That indicates that the small test charge experience attractive force. So that's why we say that space around an electric charge in which force of attraction or repulsion can be experienced by any other charged body is called its electric field. Source charge can be positive or negative, but test charge is always positive and its value also be very small, so that the presence of electric field due to test charge will not affect the electric field of source charge. That is important. You remember it. Now we have to find out electric field strength or electric field intensity at a point. Why we are saying at a point? Because you know that when the test charge placed at a point in the electric field, then force experienced by that test charge is inversely proportional to the square of distance that you already studied in my previous video, that is Coulomb's law. F is inversely proportional to R square. So as the distance changes, then the force also gets changed. So that's why we always find electric field intensity or the strength of electric field at a point. So at a point, electric field intensity due to the source charge can be defined as the force experienced by that test charge when placed at that point. And mathematically, that can be written as E vector equal to F vector upon Q naught. Here E vector is the representation of electric field intensity. F vector is the representation of force experienced by test charge Q naught. In magnitude form, if you want to write, then E equal to F upon Q naught. Now you see here, the source charge Q must remain at its original position. Means its position will not be changed. But what we say earlier, the test charge should be small. Why? Because if test charge is not small, then due to the test charge, its electric field will also affect the electric field of source charge. It means source charge will tend to move. That's why we say that the test charge should be small, and due to which its effect is negligible small. Then further we have to write expression for electric field intensity at a point. E vector equal to limit Q tends to 0. Its meaning is that Q naught tends to 0, means its value approaching towards 0 but never be 0. It means its value we have to take very small. So further we rewrite E vector equal to limit Q naught tends to 0 F vector upon Q naught. So this is the expression for electric field intensity at a point. Electric field intensity is a vector quantity and its direction is the same as of the direction of force, and its SI unit is Newton per Coulomb. That you can understand from here. This is the expression for electric field intensity. Unit of force is Newton and unit of charge is Coulomb. So its unit is Newton per Coulomb. You remember it. In 1 marks question in CBSE they can ask what is the unit of electric field intensity and whether it is a scalar quantity or a vector quantity. Now we will find out electric field intensity at a point due to a point charge. We are going to find out an expression for electric field intensity at a point due to a point charge. So for that purpose, we consider a point charge plus Q placed at point O. Let P be a point at which electric field intensity is to be determined and which is placed at distance R from the center at which point charge is placed, that is point O. Now at this point P, for calculating the electric field intensity, first we place a unit positive test charge and calculate force experienced by this positive test charge due to point charge. After that, we apply the formula of electric field intensity, that is E equal to F upon Q naught, and substitute the value of force. Then we can find out the expression for electric field intensity at a point due to the point charge. So first what we do, we calculate the force by applying Coulomb's law. So force exerted on Q naught by the Q is F vector equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q naught upon R square and R cap. Now find out electric field intensity at point P due to the point charge Q. E equal to F vector upon Q naught, that you already know, that E vector equal to F vector upon Q naught. Substitute the value of F vector here. Then this Q naught get cancelled. So finally what you will get? E vector within bracket R vector. This is the position vector of point P in the electric field of charge plus Q, which is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon R square R cap, as Q naught get cancelled. In magnitude form, that we can write electric field intensity E equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon R square. So this is the final expression in terms of the magnitude of an electric field intensity at a point due to a point charge. Now, by that expression, what we are getting? We are getting E equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon R square. Here 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught is constant. Q is also constant here. Only the variable is R square. So we have to plot a graph between electric field intensity with distance, that is R square. And on y-axis, that we have taken electric field intensity. On to the x-axis, that we have taken R square. Since E is inversely proportional to R square, therefore the graph you are getting like that. So what this graph interpret? This graph is concluded that as the distance from the point charge increases, electric field intensity decreases. Obviously, because E is inversely proportional to R square. As the distance increases, then electric field intensity decreases. It means the force experienced by a test charge is also decreases. Now here we have taken the point charge positive, that is its value is greater than 0. So in that condition, the direction of electric field intensity is radially outward. But if we take point charge negative, that is the value is less than 0, then in that condition the electric field intensity is radially outward. So you remember it, when the value of point charge is greater than 0, at that time direction of electric field intensity is radially outward, and when the value of point charge less than 0, then direction of electric field intensity is radially inward. Now the another topic, electric field intensity at a point due to group of point charges or superposition principle. In my earlier video that you have already understand superposition principle in terms of force. Similarly here, force is also a vector quantity and electric field intensity is also a vector quantity. So here also we define in the same manner that electric field intensity at a point due to group of point charges is the vector sum of electric field intensities at that point due to individual charges. Now if we say that there is a point P, and around this point P different charges are there, say Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 and so on up to N. Then we have to find out total electric field intensity at point P due to the presence of these charges, and that total electric field intensity at P due to the presence of other charges is the vector sum of electric field intensities due to individual charges. So here we can say that electric field intensity at point P due to the presence of other charges is equal to E1 vector plus E2 vector plus so on En vector. As just now you have studied the formula for electric field intensity, E equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon R square. In vector form, E vector equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon R square R cap. So similarly, you have to find out here also electric field intensity at point P due to the Q1. Distance between Q1 and P is represented by R1P. So here we write E1 equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 upon R1P square, and the direction is R1P cap. Similarly, for charge Q2, Q3, Q4 and so on up to Qn. In all cases, 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught is common. So that's why here it is taken common. And then final expression that becomes Q1 upon R1P square, R1P cap plus Q2 upon R2P square, R2P cap plus Q3 upon R3P square, R3P cap plus so on Qn upon RnP square, RnP cap. In the form of the summation 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught sigma I equal to 1 and I equal to n, then Qi upon Rip square Rip cap. So when you substitute the value of I 1, 2, 3, 4, you will get the same relation which we have written here. So this is about electric field intensity at a point due to group of point charges, or this is called superposition principle. Now another topic is electric field lines. So you understand the meaning of the electric field lines in such a way that earlier I explained you that we have taken one source charge and one test charge. So when source charge is positive and test charge is also positive, at that time the direction of force is away from the source charge. But when we take source charge negative and test charge, as I already told you, always we take positive, then in that condition the direction of force is towards the source charge. It means electric field line is an imaginary straight or curved path along which a unit positive test charge is supposed to move when free to do so in an electric field. That is called electric field lines. Or in other words, you can say that it is defined as the path straight or curved such that tangent drawn at any point on it gives the direction of electric field intensity at that point. You understand this point like that by this activity. Here we have taken two diagrams. This is a straight path, means here it is the source charge, that is positive source charge, and unit test charge which is always positive, which is moving, so it is repelled. So that's why its direction is shown here like that. When we draw a tangent over to it, then it gives the direction of electric field intensity at that point. Similarly, another, what we say that it may be a curved path. So in that case, if you draw a tangent at any point on it, which also gives you the direction of electric field intensity at that point. So this arrow representing the tangent and which is giving electric field intensity at this point. So this is called electric field lines. Now, due to the configuration of charges, the field lines further can be divided. So first, we take a single positive point charge. Single positive point charge when you are taking, we say that it is plus Q. Now around it, it's electric field. What we say? Space around an electric charge. So if you place a unit positive test charge anywhere around it, then what happens? It will repel it. It means that unit positive test charge moves over to a straight path. So in case of the single positive point charge, the electric field lines are directed radially outward, like that. So this is called representation of electric field lines due to single positive point charge. Whereas if we take single negative point charge, in that case what happens? If you are taking any positive test charge around this minus Q source charge, then it will attract, means positive test charge that moves towards this minus Q charge. So that is represented here like that. So this is the representation of electric field lines due to the single negative point charge that is directed radially inward. So in case of the positive single point charge, electric field lines, they are radially outward, whereas in case of the single negative point charge, electric field lines radially inward. Now what happens if we take one is positive charge, another one is negative charge? Both are equal and opposite. As you already studied, when the positive charge is there, then field lines, they are radially away, and when negative charge is there, then they are radially inward. So we use this property and we so that we can say that field lines, they starts from positively charged body and end to the negatively charged body. So you see here, this is a positively charged body. So field lines, they are moving from this positively charged body and end at the negatively charged body. It means here we have taken a unit positive test charge and that is repelled by this point charge plus Q. And when it comes in the electric field of minus Q charge, then it is attracted. So that's why this path becomes a curved path. And if we take any point, say P, over to it and draw a tangent, then this tangent will gives the direction of electric field intensity at this point P, which is represented by this E vector. So this is the electric field lines in case of two equal and opposite point charges. Now what happens if we take two similar and equal point charges? So in that condition, two equal positive point charges when we are taking, then you see there is a lateral pressure is exerted which causes repulsion between them. And here you can see that from this positive charge field line, this one, and from this positive point charge, the field line, this one, means they repel to each other or they exert a lateral pressure. Now at the center there is a point N. This point N is called neutral point. At this point N, the electric field intensity is 0. So that's why we say that in case of two equal point charges, this neutral point lies at the center. And at this point, electric field intensity is 0. So by this explanation, if we make these points in a one particular way, then we say that it is the property of electric field lines or electric lines of force. So first point that we say that field lines, they starts from positive charges and end at negative charges. If there is a single charge, they may start or end at infinity, as I already explained this one. Now second point is in a charge free region, means there is no other charge, then field lines can be taken to be continuous curves without any break. It is a theoretically we say that, practically it is not possible. That's why we are saying here, we are putting condition that in a charged free region, right? So remember this thing. Now this point already explained, tangent drawn at any point on it gives the direction of electric field intensity at that point. So here this with the yellow curve that is representing the field line, point P we have taken over to it, we draw a tangent, then this tangent will give the direction of electric field intensity. Now two field lines never intersect each other. If they did, then the field at that point of intersection will not have any unique direction. That is not possible. This is very important. So many times in CBSE they asked in the 1 marks question why the two field lines not intersect each other. If they intersect each other, then what happens? At the point of intersection, now you will get the two directions by drawing the tangent, and which is not possible. So that's why we say that two field lines never intersect. So this is not possible. Another point is electrostatic field lines do not form any closed loops. They only start from positively charged body and end at negatively charged body. Another point, they contract longitudinally on account of attraction. And last point is they exert lateral pressure on account of repulsion. Sixth point is when you are taking equal and opposite charges. And seventh point, when you are taking two equal and similar charges. If you like my video, please like, subscribe and press the bell icon. Thank you and have a nice day.